Welcome to the Holiday Heroes of Jersey podcast, where you'll hear profiles of the people making a difference through the Greater Newark Holiday Fund. Every year, the Holiday Fund empowers 10 amazing regional charities to deliver real help to real people right here in Jersey. Join us this holiday season as we bring you stories of changed lives and renewed hope made possible by generous donations and the dedicated people helping our neighbors who need it most across the Greater Newark, New Jersey region. Are you ready? Let's get to today's session.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. My name is Ken Jang, host of the Holiday Heroes of Jersey podcast, broadcasting to you from Greater Newark. And that's where we're talking about. Greater Newark Holiday Fund here is home base in New Jersey. And today's conversation is looking like I'm teeing up a great conversation with you folks because we are with someone we're affectionately calling one of our own holiday heroes. John Nietzel is with us today with the program. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
John, we started this podcast because we want to shine a light on all the individuals, people just like you and me, but people have made the decision to make a difference where it counts right here in our backyard of the Garden State. First, you're a busy executive with Investors Bank. Why don't we just start there? Tell us a little bit about your role, what you do, and what the bank does here in the community.
Well, I've been with the bank about 11 years, and I have a few lines of business that roll up to me. I have a government banking, I have a professional services, our advisory board, and I have our not-for-profit group rolling up to me. And that's really how I got involved with the Greater Newark Holiday Fund.
I love it. I love it. And so this year you are serving as the president of the Greater Newark Holiday Fund, right? So tell us a little bit about, you're shepherding a couple dozen people in terms of volunteers for the board members and overseeing the operations and the fundraising, et cetera. Tell us a little bit about, what got you interested in taking on that role and how many years have you been in that role right now?
Well, I've been with the fund about 6 years, and I've been the president. This will be my 4th year. And I got involved 6 years ago when Frank Giantavasi, an attorney with CSG, and Frank Ferrugia, an attorney with McCarter English, approached me and asked me if I consider being a co-honorary chair. I really didn't know much about the organization. So it's a good organization, you should do it. I did. And I learned a lot. And the following year, I was the honorary chair by myself. And then after that, they asked me to become the president. This will be my 4th year. And I just think it's been a very, very productive, worthwhile event for me.
I think getting to know some of the other board members, I think everyone unanimously would say, John, that you're pouring your heart and soul into this. The number of hours that you spend as a volunteer to manage this charity right here in our backyard in Jersey is quite amazing. And so that's one of the reasons we are bringing you on as our own holiday hero for this episode of the podcast. It's just amazing what you're doing. One of the reasons, again, we brought you on is because you're volunteering quietly for this 501c3 nonprofit charity, and it actually does work in terms of raising money for other social service agencies and nonprofits. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how it works and what the purpose of the organization is?
Okay, well, we're an organization that raises money at the end of each year to help social service agencies, 10 of them. Now, they actually cover 6 counties. It's the Greater Newark Holiday Fund. Not only do we have Essex, but we have Union, we have Passaic, we have Morris, we have Bergen, and we have Hudson. So we cover quite a large area. And the idea is we help these organizations. Many of them deal with children, families, the elderly, people in need. And it can be, psychological issues. It can be violence intervention issues. It's a whole variety of issues. And it's just super because these people need help. And we're stepping up to the plate and doing exactly that.
And
those help others.
What I love, you've told me in the past that there's 2 things. One, it seems this is the season, right? That last quarter of the year when these charities need help the most, right? That's what you're hearing from them, at least, right? You're hearing from the nonprofits that they need it. They need the support this time of year.
Oh yeah, because the demand is the greatest. There's more and more demand, requests for their help, and they run into budgetary problems. They run out of money. So there we are to help them, and that's just a win-win for each case. We're raising the money, and they are using it to help people in need.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. And then I also love the fact that you shared with me one of the first things in the first conversations we had that just still has stuck with me is that this is a portfolio of giving, that you're not stuck with making a choice with one charity or the other, that one gift helps many. Tell us a little bit about that. I think it's genius that this is how the Greater Newark Holiday Fund operates.
Yes, we have a committee that's set up, and some board members will dole out the money to the various charities. They make requests, we review them, and then we give out the monies, and we actually come back and audit what they did with the money to make sure they used it for the programs they said they were going to use it for. And I want to say that the board members involved with the doling out and the auditing of all this, they're doing this on their time, and no one's being compensated for that. It's their way to give back.
Yeah, and that's one of the, I think, again, that's a concern for many donors today. Is my money going to the charity itself? Is it actually making a difference? And the local aspect of it is, I guess that's what's great about being a local charity, is that you have board members who can go out and work with these local nonprofits and actually see the fruits of the labor and the support that we're pulling together. Now, you said that there's 10 different charities, and over the years, there's been so many projects and charities and nonprofits that's helped. Can you help humanize this experience for a lot of the listeners? A lot of listeners into this conversation have heard of the Greater Newark Holiday Fund maybe for the first time today, and it might just feel like another stat or another charity to people. What's some of the stories or some of the great things that you can share that tell people, hey, look, this is one of those charities we should pay attention to this season?
Well, what we started doing 3 or 4 years ago was we started visiting the agencies, and that was a tremendous, had a tremendous effect on me, because you went out there and you saw these people working at these agencies, and truly a labor of love. They want to help people in need.
Yeah.
And that was very, it was heartwarming and very motivating, because we have to raise more, help these agencies help more. And I think probably the one that had the most dramatic effect on me was when we visited Family Service League in Montclair. And this is a violence intervention and prevention type agency. And whether it's dealing with families, rape cases, whatever it is, they're there to help those people who've been hurt. And I tell you, it broke my heart to see all the problems out there, but to see what these people are doing, they're truly doing God's work. And I admire them greatly. And I walked out of there saying, we've got to do more to help them.
Yeah, and this is one of those ways to get the word out, not just to get in more supporters and fundraising, but actually to give awareness to these charities of all the great work that they're doing on the ground, right? One of the things that you've been able to manage the relationship and cultivate is the relationship with the Star Ledger, NJ.com, NJ Advanced Media. Tell us a little bit about that, and also the fact that I believe every donor to this campaign is going to get recognition in the paper. Is that correct? Tell us how that works.
NJ.com Advanced Media has been with us since the beginning. Their predecessor newspapers were there in the very beginning 80 years ago. And what they do is they're giving back, giving us space in the newspaper to get our word out. And what they do is they'll ask for articles from all the various social service agencies that we support, feel good stories about things they're doing to help people, and they publish them in the paper. And then every person who makes a donation on the Sunday paper, their name is listed in the paper, their donation, whether it be $1,000, whether it be $5. Their name is in the paper, and I can't tell you, it's just a way to say thank you and to recognize them.
I love that. Just that recognition.
I cannot say enough about the Star Ledger. They have been fabulous.
I don't think people are donating just to see their name, but that's a fun recognition piece. And I think that the Star Ledger, NJ Advanced Media, has been a great partner in this to date. That's great. So considering that, hey, look, you're a busy executive. You're squeezing it in whenever you can, before work, after work, and really dedicating your own time and energy into this. Can you share with us what's motivating you to stay as a volunteer and continue the work of the Greater Newark Holiday Fund? How would you characterize it? What's the one aspect of that? Because I think if people start to understand that, they'll start to understand the authenticity of the work that's being carried out by all the other staff and teams and nonprofits involved.
Well, I think it gets back to when I witnessed at these agencies, witnessed what they were doing and how they were helping people in need. It just really hit home with me that I've got to do more. I've been blessed. I've been given much in this world, and I have to give back. And I always go back to what my president said to me one day, Kevin Cummings. He said, John, you make a living from what you get. You make a life from what you give back. And I can tell you that is so true, because it can be difficult, can be stressful, getting everything together and making deadlines with the Greater Newark Holiday Fund. But when you see what you're helping, who you're helping, it's all worthwhile.
Yeah, and actually, to bring up Investors Bank, that Investors Bank is all over the place. I see the sponsorship logo of all these community events, and it's actually really, I guess it's a bank that puts its money where its mouth is, right? It really supports the local efforts everywhere, and this is one of them.
Absolutely. One of our core values is community, and our president, Kevin, really means it. It's not just a nice plaque you put up on the wall. These are our community, our core values. It starts with him, and he means it. We support organizations through sponsorships and through our foundation, and we also encourage our colleagues to get involved. Something you want to get involved with in your community, we want to help you. We want to help give you some time to do it, and maybe we can help out financially too. I'm very proud to be part of Investors, because they mean it. They support the community.
Yes, definitely. And there's so many great charities out there to support, especially during this holiday season. But after hearing your story today, there's definitely people here that are probably considering looking at the Greater Newark Holiday Fund for a gift this season. What would you say to that person who's on the fence or is interested in, ears are perked up now after hearing some of the stories from our conversation today? How would you encourage them to donate today?
First of all, I'd say do it. Don't hesitate. It's worth your while. Do it. And you can go on our website, the Greater Newark Holiday Fund.org. Excuse me, Holiday Fund. Forget the "the." I don't want to foul that up on you.
Yeah, holidayfunds.org is the website for the charity, and 2017.holidayfund.org is this year's campaign. Those are the places I think that people can look to actually donate their funds and giving. What's one thing that I guess in their decision process, whether they should donate to a local charity or one of those global charities that we see on TV with big splashy ads right now, how would you convince someone to say, hey, take a look at what we're doing right here in Jersey?
Well, first of all, it's going into our communities. And secondly, every board member is giving of their time. We are not paying people to do this work. So we're very efficient in the distribution of the money, and we want to do the right thing. So our heart's in the right place, and we're going to make the best decisions for people in need.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We believe it's people like you right here in our own backyard, right? People who are being bold to make the decision to volunteer their time just like you. That's why we're calling you one of our holiday heroes. Now, John, can you share with us, if someone wants to get in touch with you directly or learn more about the Greater Newark Holiday Fund, what's the best or easiest way that you can point people to do that?
Well, they could email me, jnietzel@myinvestorsbank.com. They can go to our website. And by the way, please get the paper. The articles are in the paper. Read the articles, and you can donate that way too. We should support the Star Ledger because they've been such a great partner for us.
Yeah, there's every day there's a story. Every weekend there's a nice spread with all the donors' names. There's some heartwarming stories that have come out of this season's stories in particular, and we're just getting started, right? So John, thank you so much I know you've got a busy schedule today. You got to get back to some other meetings. Thank you so much for stepping out and spending time with us here today on the podcast. I really appreciate everything you're doing for the Holiday Fund and for our neighbors here in Jersey.
You're welcome. And please, everybody who sees this, please consider giving to the Greater Newark Holiday Fund. It is money that is going to do a lot of good for people in need. Thank you so much, Kenny.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for listening to our conversation time today here with another holiday hero. I invite you to learn more about the Greater Newark Holiday Fund. Just go to the website 2017.holidayfund.org or go to our Facebook page or Instagram. And when you donate, remember, you're making a difference where it counts. Please help us get the word out by dropping a comment here below or taking the extra step of leaving us a review on the podcast for iTunes, because that is specifically a great way to help us get the word out so that more people hear about the opportunity to join in, so that our charities that we support help more people here in Jersey. Till next time, I'm Kenny Jang. Be good and be generous this holiday season.
If you enjoyed today's session, please help us share the work of the Greater Newark Holiday Fund with friends and family who can make a difference in northern New Jersey. You can do that by leaving a review on iTunes or by sharing our website 2017.holidayfund.org with your network. We believe that those who practice generosity during this critical time of year are our very own hometown holiday heroes. Let your generosity make a difference where it counts. The Greater Newark Holiday Fund is a giving partner you can believe in, trusted by more than 20 corporate and foundation grants, and thousands of individual donors just like you. And don't forget to join us every week, right here, for the next installment of the Hometown Heroes of Jersey podcast.